Hey, you guys. First, thank you for being flexible and being here on a Tuesday. I did not feel right having our call yesterday, but I also didn't want to wait an entire week to talk about all of this. So I was like, okay, we're just going to be a little flexible this week and we're going to do it on a Tuesday, even though it feels like a Monday, because I don't know if y'all saw, I somehow got 3 nails in 2 of my tires. I don't even know how that happens. I was like, this feels like a Monday now. So anyway, I had flat tires trying to take my kids to school. It was super exciting, but I am super excited about the season we're in, y'all. Leaders retreat, beginning of the month, fall. I mean, it's all the good things, right? So, how are y'all feeling? First, I kind of want to talk about the feels because you can have all the feels at the beginning of seasons, right? The goods and the bads. So I'd love to kind of hear the feels first, you guys. Anyone want to share some thoughts they're having?
I will.
Go for it.
I am so freaking excited. And I'm excited for several reasons. One is because this is going to be an outstanding contest and it's going to push us all beyond where we think we are pushable, I suppose. And we're going to get nervous and we're going to be crazy, and month ends are going to be bonkers, and we're going to do all the things. But I always feel like on adventures like this, it pulls us all together so well. Like we all become the sisters that we are, that we lean on each other and we joke around with each other and we laugh and we're excited to see each other because we're all stressed out and all the things. And I know when I was going for the cruise last time, um, Rena was like, "You're going gold, and I'm going to sit right here with this unopened beverage until you go gold." And I was like, and then I went gold, and it was outstanding and probably more satisfying because I really had to stretch. And that is the most exciting part. So I'm just super, super excited. And I know that all the faces here, we get to see them on a cruise ship in February, and that's just going to be very exciting.
It is going to be so fun. I love it. And all good things. I agree with all the things. I do love it. You know what? When you're having to work hard and face things that push you out of your comfort zone, it draws you together because you're all doing the hard things. So I love it. Anyone else got any thoughts they want to share before we dig in?
I'm excited but terrified because I haven't done this. I've earned leaders retreat one time, and that was the stinking year we couldn't go. So it's yeah.
Yep. We're going to talk about that a little bit, about how the past may affect our current perception of ourselves and our abilities, right? And it does, it affects it. So we're going to talk about that a little bit because trust me, you're not the only one. Everybody's thinking those things. Whether you've earned it or not, you still see places you've fallen short and you wonder, is this going to be something that I fall short with? You know, that's just like human nature. So I hear you, girl. Okay, we all ready to dig in and talk? Okay, so obviously, Leaders Retreat. We are all super excited about this. So this year's Leaders Retreat, it is a 4-month contest. And I know most of you know all the details, but in case there's any gaps, or I know we've got some people watching the recording that don't even know what Leaders Retreat is. So I kind of want to just fill in all the details. It's a 4-month contest that'll run until December 31st. And what is on the line is a trip for 2 on a 5-day, 4-night cruise to the Bahamas. Okay. So y'all, cruising with Plexus is amazing. I've won 2, only been able to go on 1 because we had family stuff for the first one. But I know there's girls here that have been on both of them, have been on the last one. I mean, multiple of us here have been here. We could all probably share crazy stories and fun experiences from it. But like they rent out the entire cruise boat, ship, whatever it's called. And it's all surrounded by Plexus people. You're there with people who are like-minded. You're there, they're spoiling you. There's fun, like themed parties. I mean, your food's included, your non-alcohol drinks are included. Like, it's just so fun. And any event, you want to get yourself in the room. Like, you want to get yourself in the room with people who also are willing to do the hard things, because it makes you better if you do that. Okay. So excited. I love cruises. It's one of my favorite vacations. So I'm thrilled that it's a cruise, but it will be in February. The end of February is when the cruise is. And for any of you who like look forward to that date and think, oh, that date doesn't really work for me, I probably won't be able to go anyway, so I shouldn't work for it. One, there's been many trips that I thought I couldn't go on because of the date, and I earn it, and then somehow the date works out. So one, don't count yourself out, right? And two, it's not just about the shiny penny. Even if you do all the things to earn it and you can't go, you will be so freaking proud of yourself for earning it, and your business will be in a different place. So do not even take the date into consideration. You're taking the next 4 months, and that's all you're focusing on. Okay. So how to earn it? You got to work. That's the bottom line. Okay. It's a free trip for 2, and they don't just hand it to us. So we do have to actually work, and we have to show up and get into activity. The activity that earns you the spot is the standard activity that grows your business. It's bringing in customers, it's retaining those customers, and then helping those customers do the same thing. And we are going to get points for levels 1s and level 2. Okay. And the thing I love about that, which I hate it too, but I love that it evens the playing field. So, somebody who's brand new has just as big of a chance of earning it as someone who has a big team. And it used to be like old school leaders retreat days, they would go down 4 levels. So people who had big teams, they were like a shoo-in within a couple of weeks if their team was working. But now, like, even Jules and people who have big teams, they have to recruit level 1s, and they have to get their level 1 sharing. So they start at the same playing field as everybody else. Okay. So as sad as that makes me as someone who was like, hey, I would love for all of you to help me earn it. No, I got to earn it for myself too. And that also makes me happy, because that makes me show up. I know what it's like to get into management mode. We've talked about that lately, and let your own personal business go stagnant. And I love things like this that push me to get uncomfortable and me to do the hard things. Okay. So if you want to see, we're not going to go into like the full details tonight of earning it, but if you log into your account, go to your dashboard, and if you scroll down where they have that tracker, there's a thing that says contest rules. And if you click on that, it has all of it. It shows you every tiny little bit of this contest and how to earn it. Okay. So I encourage you, print that out. Like, don't just read it, print it out. You want to know the ins and outs of that. Okay. That's going to help you like have a good picture of what you need to be focusing on. This month is double points. And this is pretty stinking important. Okay. That means this month could be like the most crucial month in this contest, because usually when they do double points in the beginning, they don't do them in the end because they don't need to. The boat's already full. And I don't remember them saying, but I think they're doing the same boat. I think it's the Celebrity Silhouette again that they did last time. And that boat, I want to say it was like 1,300 earnees. 1,300 people could earn a spot, and then the boat was full. And after that, it's like a cash payout. So this month is crucial. And if you have looked at the contest rules already, you'll see that if you sign a customer that has 150 PV order, then you get 50 points in a regular month. So this month you get 100 points, right? Because they're double. To earn your spot, you need 1,250 points. So technically you could just go get 13 customers at 150 PV and secure your spot. I just got a customer and I made her get a triplex and a double active. She's going to love her products. The active, I do think, is the gateway drug that makes all people feel good. And so she was, I think it was 152 PV. So they do this because it helps the pay point. It helps all of us. It introduces more products to people to help them get better results that they want. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to do that when we get to how to have the Plexus conversation at the end of this. But just have that in mind that you could just go add 13 people this month over 150 PV. Okay. Hi, Kayla. You made it. Yay. But you guys, one thing I want you to keep in mind is I know when I say just go find 13 customers and get 150 PV, Like it feels impossible. Okay. If you've never done it, it can feel impossible. Like Kelly, I see your face. Okay. But it always seems impossible until you do it. Like I never signed 22 people in 1 month until I did it. Rena never signed 43 people in 1 month until she did it. Like I thought back to March this year was when the first time this year that they did the free reset. And I was talking to one of you the other day. I think maybe it was Jared. I don't remember who it was, but it was a rough month for me. And I really didn't start working that month, like working until the last 3 days of the month. I made a couple good posts and I started getting into a crap ton of conversations and I signed 13 people in 3 days. So don't feel like the whole month it's not a possibility because you don't know if you don't try. Okay. So one thing to keep in mind, like when I'm goal planning for myself, and of course I'm like, heck yeah, I'm going to go get 13 people at 150 PV this month. Like, of course that's going to be a goal of mine, right? Because I don't want to just earn my spot. I want to sweep this contest. I want the $2,000 shopping spree that's on the table. And could you imagine how fun it would be if all of us had a $2,000 shopping spree where they fly you in 2 days early, they pay for your hotel, and then they hand you $2,000 and say, have fun. And we're going to wait on you and we're going to give you all the fun food and drinks you want. And you're just there with all your friends shopping, right? Okay, so I'm going to earn it this month, my spot on the boat, and then I want to go for the shopping spree. But I was really thinking, like, do we just want to earn it based on recruitment, right? Because that's me saying, go recruit, right? And there's more to this business than that. I'm not going to say don't do that. For sure, go recruit, right? That's like the base of this. But I strongly urge you guys to start utilizing the Perfect 10 system, because this is going to have your customers start bringing in an accountability partner or maybe 3 accountability partners, and they're going to start growing their own organization. Okay. And that really is one of the reasons that I am personally so excited about this contest. It's not even the shiny penny of the cruise. Okay. It's because it's coming right as we're starting to implement the Perfect 10 system. And I really feel like this is going to make a huge difference. And I know some of you are still kind of like, I don't have my brain wrapped around it. Maybe I need to listen to the training again. Like I am willing to work with each of y'all one-on-one this month as you're bringing in a customer to kind of walk you through that Perfect 10 system, like live action. Okay. So yes, I know that's going to require a lot of work for me, but I know it's going to take you, it's so simple. I can walk you through it like twice and you'll have it down. Okay. So as you're getting customers, just connect with me. I've got the video I can send you. I've got Brooke's video. I've got the papers that she gave us. I mean, there's so much that you just have to do it. And once you do it, you'll be like, oh, wow, I was so overcomplicating that. Okay. And that's, like I said, why I love this, because it's not that this is the shiny penny. It's a fresh start in your business. It really is. And like we talked about earlier, like so many of us, like we think back to the past and, you know, there's things that we've tried to achieve before, and there's, you know, leaders retreats we've gone for and we didn't get, and goals we missed. You know, things happen, life happens. And sometimes we just kind of let that self-doubt get in the way. You know, you could be like me, y'all know, coming out of a hard season. And I know y'all are in hard seasons. Okay. There's a lot that's going to come at us, but y'all, your past does not define your future. This is a new day. This contest is a fresh start for all of us. So I want you guys to take just a minute, and I really want you to think about why this trip would mean so much to you. Okay. If you earned this 4-night cruise, what would that mean to you? And who would you take with you? Okay. What person would be going with you on that cruise? And what things would y'all be doing? Like what kind of short excursions would you want to go on? You know, really kind of visualize it. You know, like think about like, how would it feel to know that you actually earned it? Like paint a picture of what it would look like if at the end of this 4-month contest, you did it. And I want you guys to write this down and you need to put it on your stinking mirror or somewhere where you can see it so that you can remind yourself every single day of why you are doing this. Like, this is legit homework. Okay. You've got to know why you're doing this, because I promise you, in even 7 days, you can forget. One bad day will make you forget. Okay. And I want you guys to really think, like, how would winning this trip change your belief in what is possible for you in this business? Like, consider just the impact of you winning it. Like, how would that affect your confidence? How would it affect the momentum on your team and the way you set your future goals? Okay, so those are all things I want us all to be thinking through. And then, it's going to take us getting out of our comfort zone. The comfort zone of conversations, right? The comfort zone of time. There's a lot of comfort zones we all settle in. And I was reading that quote. It says, growth happens outside of our comfort zones. If you want something you've never had, you have got to do something you've never done. Might mean reaching out to more people, trying new strategies, or even pushing through the fear of rejection. And it made me think of my very first leaders retreat that I ever earned. And it was like pretty soon after I had started Plexus. I did not have anyone on my team sharing at the time. And that was back when all the jewels with big teams, they were just like earning their spots left and right. And I thought there was no way that I would be able to make it happen, because I was like, I don't have anybody working with me. I'm just on an island alone. Yay. But I decided to go for it. And I got into more conversations than I had ever had before. And I was super consistent, like just showing up every day in my business and following up with people. And I earned the dang trip. Okay. And that made me believe that I could do it from then on out. And I have never missed earning a leaders retreat since then. And I know every single one of you has the exact same potential within you. Okay. It's totally possible to win it. It's obviously not just going to be handed to you, but I know you guys have what it takes for the commitment, the consistency, and to just enact a plan of action for yourself. Okay, so we're going to kind of break it down into manageable steps. I want to turn it over to Rena, because she's going to talk about some tools that are coming for us, some stuff that people are putting in place for you guys that we're super excited about. And she has her brain wrapped way better around all that than I do.
Hey, okay, so I truly feel that everything has come together so perfectly. It was about a week ago, and we have this page called Jewels of Excellence, where somebody just said, hey, why don't we all get together instead of individually trying to lead our teams? Why don't we come together as a whole and use our strengths to really encourage everybody? And it was a beautiful thing what was happening behind the scenes, and that has been rolled out. That is there. I think I've sent the link several different times. So it's wonderful. We have Tracy Vogel, which is a graphic designer that put together this gorgeous.
It's a Facebook
You're
group.
muted.
Oh, no,
the Facebook group. Yes. The Facebook group. What is it called? It's One Plexus something. Terry knows what was it called today, but yeah, so in that Facebook group, they've dropped all the resources. It's One Plexus something, whatever, but it's there. And so Tracy Vogel has dropped, like I said, we have a graphic designer gave us a beautiful resource. I'm actually going to take it up to like a Home Depot, or not Home Depot, Office Max or whatever, and have it spiral bound. And everything is in there. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. If you follow it, you cannot. There you go. One Plexus. Thank you, Terry. And so inside of that, in conjunction to that group, everything's going to be happening in that Facebook group. Then a bunch of other jewels, a bunch of diamonds decided, you know what? We're going to do little, like less than 5-minute video tips every single day. We didn't even know about that until like a few days ago. So those little video tips or video clips of diamonds, I think they're all diamonds that did it, are in that group for you every single day. And it's pretty, so in there, they're going to give you the video, and there's a PDF that goes back. Everyone's using the Confident Conversations, right, that we already have from Christina Williams. And so it's all very, it's, with whether it's recruiting, duplication or whatever. So we have that training. And then we do have in a chat every single day where it is just a rally chat. And this is open for anyone, whether you're going for the cruise, not going for the cruise. What I love about this is you'll see me posting this every single day on our team page. Hey, rally chat, come join us if you're just curious about what to post, what to share, what to learn, what to do, right? So hopefully we can even pick up new people that are just open. This is a non-interactive chat. It is literally just pumping out information every single morning of just some ideas. So I feel like everything has come together in such a beautiful way. I mean, the support is there. The only thing that you need to do is, like we keep saying, is have conversations. You have to have conversations. You have to talk to people about Plexus. You have to check in on people. You have to, there's a time and place to not bring up Plexus, right? Just to be a good human, just to check in on somebody. But if there's an opportunity, and I would even say, look for opportunities more so than normal. This is a big deal because if you think about it, with double credits, you're going to have to do the same amount of work twice as hard next month. Am I saying that right? Right. Yeah. So like what you do this month is going to be at the double the amount of work next month for the same points. So I would just say, I had a conversation with my husband, just said, babe, I have some pretty big goals with this, and I want to get as far as I can this month, right? To double my credits. So I would say the first thing would be is define your goals and let your family know. Let your family know what you're doing and why you're doing it. The vision, like when Kendall said, like literally vision it. And I would even just say, really think about the boat. Go back and just go to, Facebook and just go Plexus Cruise. Look at people's pictures. Imagine you on that. Imagine you are that person. And literally imagine it. Imagine what it feels like, what it smells like, who you're going to be there with, the memories that you're going to make. I keep getting shivers, like literally shivers that like down my whole legs. I mean, it just literally figure what this is going to feel like. And then for that accountability partner, like nobody can make you more accountable than the people that you live with. Right. And I would just say, babe, this month I'm going to plug into my Plexus business a little bit more than I have, but this is what's on the line. And it'll be worth it. It's always worth it. Every Plexus event is worth it. 100%. So do you have any questions about that? Like where to find all the resources? And we can even kind of break them down, but it's pretty basic.
And I made a note. We'll just reshare all of that, the group link and everything in the PDP, and the link to the guide. So if you guys don't have any of that, that way you'll just have it in place. So yeah, I made a note to remember to share that. And that's really step one, is make sure you're in the group and print the guide. Okay. So I want to kind of give y'all some action steps for those that are like, okay, I want to do it, but I don't know where to start. And I know some of you already got your guides printed and got your messages going and you're started, right? But I just kind of want to give y'all some measurable action steps or actionable steps you can do. So first, get in the group and print your guide. Okay. Second is get really clear with your goals for the next 4 months, like Rena just said. Okay, talk to your people. You've got to break down, like if you have a big goal, you've got to break it down smaller, right? So you've got a 4-month contest. So really kind of break it down by month and decide how many new customers you want to sign each month. How many points is that going to get you in the contest, right? And if you go look at the contest rules, you'll see all of that. And if you need help with the math, I'm happy to help math with you guys, okay? But, decide how many customers do you want to recruit? How many of them do you want to get an accountability partner? Because you're going to start using the Perfect 10 system, which helps them do that, right? Like how much sales do you want every month? Like whatever it is, just think through these things and set a goal for yourself. If you want to have, say you want to go for the 13, We'll break that down by week. How many customers do you need this week? And then how many conversations do you need to get into? If your goal is 4 customers this month, if you want to have 1 customer a month and then duplicate from there to earn your spot, which there's so many paths to get on this boat, y'all, so many paths. Okay, don't just get fixated on the 13. That's just obviously the easy looking path because 13 people all within your control and you're on the boat. But really determine how many conversations you need to have every single day. Set your non-negotiable goal. If you do more, fantastic. Just don't do less than your non-negotiable goal, okay? Make a list of your potential customers, okay? Make a list of potentials. So I would say start with at least a list of 20 people that you want to connect with. One thing that I am doing is I sit down in the morning and I go look at whatever post I made. So like this morning, I just went and looked. Last night I did a post and I just asked for book recommendations because I'm almost to the end of my book. I really wanted book recommendations. Any person that commented on that, I clicked on their name, I clicked on Messenger, and I was like, oh, have I ever talked to this person before? Oh, I have. Oh, I haven't followed up with them in a long time. Or maybe they're a past customer and I need to invite them to restart. And y'all, we're going to get to this in a minute, but I just used ChatGPT to help me with all my messages. And it made it so fast. So fast, okay? I have probably sent 50 messages today and I have not worked all day. ChatGPT, again, I'm gonna give y'all some more examples because I just cannot drill home enough how much that has helped me. And Kim and I talked about how to have a conversation with ChatGPT today. So I'm gonna school all you on that just in case you don't know, okay? But make a list of your potentials. And then your habits, okay? Create a daily action plan for yourself. I wrote down this quote as a reminder for myself. Success is built on the small, consistent actions we take every single day. So what daily habits can you commit to that will move you closer to your goals? And a big part of this is knowing your daily action plan, your daily mode of operation, whatever you want to call it, okay? So really kind of identify what are like 3 things, 3 actions you can put in place to move you closer to your goal. Okay, obviously one of them is conversations. That should be one of them, getting into conversations. We've talked a lot about organization. I have really been organizing all of my potentials in Google Sheets. I'm loving it. Anyone that's interested, I can show you how I'm doing it, but whatever system works for you. Okay. Next, find an accountability partner. Okay, Rena talked about this too. Like pair up with a teammate. You know, this group that we have, that's kind of the big point of it. This big group with all the jewels is for everyone to be cheering each other on. You know, there's going to be lots of accountability in there. Obviously, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. But I do encourage you guys to find at least one person to pair up with as like an intimate accountability partner to push each other on. Share your goals, you know, keep each other motivated. And then the last one that I had on here that I was thinking through is scheduling at least 15 minutes a day for personal development, because y'all mindset is going to be everything with this. You are going to battle your mind every day. Every day. So really trying to start.
Pretty much everything that you just touched on is in that workbook. Every single thing, because there's a prospect list, there's what to say for duplication, there's a daily tasks, there's like, it's all in that note.
I haven't even read the book, so see, we all just know these are the things, y'all. I haven't even printed my guide yet. I have been in messages, but I have not printed my guide yet, mainly because I'm organizing another place right now. But so yes, print your guide. This is going to help you with all the things. All right. So I love that. Thank you. But then, like, just as a reminder that there will be days when it feels hard and when you're tired and when someone's going to reject you or something you thought was going to go one way actually went another way. But those are moments and they do not define your success. Okay? It's the challenges we face that we push through and overcome that actually make us stronger. And so I don't know what quotes you got to print and surround yourself with to remind yourself of that. I am like all about the quotes these days. I'm like, man, there's so many smart people out there that say just things so great. Why can't I say them that way? Like, I love it. But you guys, I truly believe in each and every one of you. Okay. Y'all are talented. You guys are strong. Okay. You guys, you faced a lot of hurdles and you are still here. Right? So y'all are determined. And I absolutely believe that all of you can do this. And the only thing that's going to hold you back is if you listen to your fear and you listen to your doubts and you listen to your excuses. So let's not do that. Okay. So can we all kind of make a commitment tonight that we're going to show up every day and we're going to do the work and we're going to support each other every step of the way? Right? Are y'all in? Okay. See lots of nodding. Yay. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about this part before we kind of move into a quick training on just Plexus conversations? Or any final thought? Okay. Then we are going to move on to what's technically our growing for gold part, but we're just smashing it all together tonight. Okay. So we are obviously going to be leaning into a lot of conversations, right? For the next 4 months. I would say this month, but it's for the next 4 months. It's really, really important to know the right way to do it so that we don't vomit Plexus all over people or get too salesy. And I know some of us are like, we've been doing this for a hot minute. And some of us are like, okay, I'm newer. This is going to be good for me to kind of dig into. Okay. Either way, I just recently went through a training in Utah at Brooks thing, and it was just so helpful to have a refresher. First, I want to talk ChatGPT, y'all. Okay. I feel like such a dork because this has been around for so long. And now I'm like, why have I not used this? Jara has been telling me. I am using it. I finally paid the $20 a month to upgrade my account because I'm using it so much. I kept running into my time limit. They give you a time limit. Although Jared told me today, she's like, oh yeah, they tell me I'm out of time. And then I just keep asking it questions and it keeps answering me. So maybe I didn't need to pay. I don't know, but I did because it's a game changer. Okay. So I want to give you guys an example of how I talk to it, because I think that's kind of where people get stuck is they don't talk to it the right way. So they get something back and they're like, well, that sucks. I would never say that. And then you don't know how to like go from there. Okay. So I'm going to read you an actual like prompt. I gave it today. This was for a customer that I was talking to. So I open my ChatGPT and I push my little voice memo button. And I can share this prompt with you guys also if you need it. But, and I just talk to it. And I say, hey, can you give me an example of a message that I can send to a potential? We talked ages ago about her trying the Plexus products, and she seemed somewhat interested, but she didn't jump in at the time. And I have done a horrible job at checking on her, but I really want to bring it back up in a way that's not pushy, but restart the conversation. Can you help me with this? That's my initial prompt. Like I literally just tell it, here's the situation. Okay. So it gave me a message that was fantastic. And I'm going to show you guys the message in just a second. And then I didn't like that it didn't end with a question, right? Because I always want my messages to end with a question. And I said, hey, that's great. Can you now end it with an open Plexus specific question to help further the conversation? Okay. And then it gave me a message, and I'm going to put that in the chat. Although it put like all these little dots, so I hope it doesn't mess it up. But I'm going to share with you guys what it gave me. Can you all see the chat? Okay, ignore the dots. I don't know why it added dots. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can erase those really quickly. I think I can. Here we go. Okay. Sorry, I've got it in my notes. Okay. And I think it's a fantastic message. Everybody go read that real quick. And guess what? If you don't like it, or if it sounds too formal, you can be like, well, that sounds a little too formal. Can you make it more conversational? like, I know this lady pretty well, right? Or you can say, if it asks stuff that's like, what's going on in your life lately? I can be like, I really don't know this lady very well. So can you make it like just more conversational, but like with somebody that's kind of a stranger? Just talk to it like normal. That's the trick to ChatGPT. That's it. And so I will tell you, you can even ask Renee from here on out. If y'all ask me how to respond to something, I'm going to say, go ask ChatGPT. Because I forced Renee to do that yesterday. I'm like, Renee, that's a great question. You should go ask ChatGPT. And she did. And it helped her come up with all these responses. And then the thing I love is, right, I send a message like that. However they respond back, I go into ChatGPT and I said, hey, so I sent this message. Here's how they responded. Can you help me respond back to this? And it gives me a fantastic response. And here's the thing, y'all. I feel like one reason people don't use, I feel like there's two reasons people don't use ChatGPT. And Terry, I don't know if you got my message earlier, but I talked to her about this. One is you don't know how to talk to it, so you get prep messages. Okay, so we can fix that. Two, you have a red light story in your head that it's not authentic, that you're giving them a fake message that's not really you. And so you're kind of pretending with them. I don't believe that's true, because for me, ChatGPT is literally, I'm telling it what I'm trying to convey. Like, I don't want to be pushy. I want to be authentic. I'm trying to find a way to do this, but I cannot organize my thoughts. Can you please help me organize my thoughts into a message that's going to deliver what I'm trying to deliver? Okay, so I want you guys, if you think that this is something that's like not authentically you, it is authentically you, because you're telling it what you are trying to convey, and you can edit the crap out of that if you want. Okay, whatever you need to do. But if either of those reasons are holding you back, you are spending a lot of mental energy trying to write messages to people. And it's probably causing you to be paralyzed. Because even today, I sent, like I told you, like 50 messages today. And if I knew I had 50 responses come back that I was going to have to struggle with the right words and get the right message across, I probably wouldn't have done it. But they would, like, I had one lady, she's like, no thanks, totally not interested. Right? And so I went to ChatGPT and I'm like, hey, I said this, here's how she responded. What's a good way I can respond to her that will help keep the conversation open in the future? It gave me a fantastic message. And guess what? We kept talking about our health goals. Like, but it's a way I wouldn't have thought of it, but it was what I was trying to do. So, okay, if you cannot hear me, use ChatGPT. Okay, it's just helpful. It's going to save you a lot of time. Okay, now we are going to move on to Brooke's gap in the gain method of conversation. And this will hopefully be quick. And again, this is kind of the part that I think a lot of you know, but it's been a while since we've talked about it. So I want to just kind of share the things that she told us at this training. And hopefully it's just either a good refresher or it will just, teach us some things maybe you forgot about. Okay, I think this is the first screen. Okay, can y'all see this? You see the thing? Nods? Okay. So the gap and the gain method, there's a whole book called The Gap and the Gain. And it's about helping people see from where they're at now, the gap and where they want to be, right? So that's the gap. And from where they're at now, kind of what my understanding is what they've gained from where they were. Okay, that's my loose understanding. I was trying to remember, she didn't really define it for us. She just went into it. So I asked ChatGPT today, I said, hey, can you help me understand the gap and the gain method? And that's what it gave me. So that's my loose understanding. Okay. But when you are starting a conversation with somebody, these are kind of the 7 steps. So there's 4 here, and then I'll show you all the next page in a second. And I can also share this PDF. But these are kind of the 7 parts of a conversation that you want to have with somebody. And kind of the importance of this that I want you guys to hear is you don't want to go too fast because you're afraid you'll lose them. Okay. If you go too fast and you skip important things, you're not fully helping them understand the value of why they need to do this. And so you're going to have less people by the end of the conversation actually decide to do this. And following this method will really help you when you start implementing the perfect 10, because it starts with this, they order, perfect 10 takes over. Okay. So current life, that is when the conversation's starting. And you're really asking them what's going on with their current life. Like, what is it that made you curious and reach out to me today? Like, what's going on with your health? You got stuff going on, digestion, like, right? We always know, ask for their health goals. That's the very first thing you do, ask for their health goals. Always want to have those, okay? So they share those with you, right? So really want to lose 20 pounds. I'm really struggling with my energy, my thyroid's out of whack. Like, I'm just a hot mess. Right? So they've shared their goals. Future desire. Well, like, ideally, how would you kind of want to end this year feeling? Like, I know it sounds like you're struggling with a lot. Like, how would you want to end this year feeling, like, or end this summer feeling? Or like I gave y'all the example last week, if they said their daughter's wedding's in 2 months, and I keep bringing that up because I have a customer I'm talking to about that. Like, how do you want to feel when you show up at your daughter's wedding? Right? So you help them kind of figure out, what is your future desire? You're dealing with this now, but how do you want to feel? Right? So help them understand future desire, obstacles and attempts. Okay. What are some of the things that you've already tried to help with this? What are some things you've done? And the point of this is you want them to say, oh, you're right. I have tried this, and I have tried this, and I have tried this. Like, most people try a lot of things when they've got health stuff going on, and they're frustrated by that. Okay. So what have they tried? And have a conversation around that, because then that helps you establish the gap. So, it sounds like by Christmas, you'd really like to, be off your heartburn medication and, see the scale going down and start having more energy to play with your grandkids. All right. Whatever they've told you. It sounds like by this time you'd like to feel this way. And, it sounds like you've tried all the things. You've tried this and you tried that, but here you are still dealing with it. How important is it to you that you get past this? Like, how important is it to you that you hit that goal? You need to know, like, if they're like, well, I mean, I guess a 3 out of 10, I don't know. I suck at commitment. I don't never remember to take pills, right? If their commitment's not up there, then you're probably not going to have a committed customer. And it's good to know that. But a lot of people at this point are like, I really, really, really need to do it. Right? Okay. So then we go to the next one. Let me see if I know how to switch screens. I think that's it. Okay. Can y'all see the next one? Does it start with the solution? Okay. So then the next one is the solution. And this is where you're offering them the solution, because you said you're dealing with all this crap and you've tried what feels like everything, but you have not tried this yet. How about I work with you to help you fill in the blank, right? Start losing the weight, start improving your energy, start improving your blood sugar. Would you want to do that? Okay. And you haven't even talked cost yet. So Brooke doesn't talk cost ever. Unless they like keep asking and keep asking, they don't see cost until the cart's already in their hands. Okay. But she's casting this vision of like, I have a solution because you've said this, this, and this. How about I work with you and help you achieve that? Like, would you want to do that? Okay. And then the gains, you show them what they're going to gain. Like, I am so confident we can make this happen for you. And you're going to notice all those things you're looking for by the end of the year. And then that leads into the next steps, which is your recommendation, and you send them a cart. And this is the first time that they see the price. And the reason she says she doesn't talk about price is because people, if you build the value, they don't care what it costs. They just want to be told what to do. They want to be helped. And if we start throwing, I mean, because like y'all know, I love doing my 3 combos and they get the big one or the medium one, right? But she's like, you don't want to create confusion. They just want to be told what to do. I like my combos. It's worked for me, but this is what I've done this week with a couple ladies. I just sent them, I'm like, this is what I'm confident can help you. And I did want to, I think I sent it here. Hold on, let me, she gave us her verbiage for how, like, say it's the gut health system with the active. So this is the message that I used. So she showed us, do y'all know how to do keyboard shortcuts on your phone? Like if you go into your keyboard and you click shortcuts and you can like just type GTH for gut health and it like posts the whole message. Okay, I need to teach y'all how to do this, but I'm gonna do that real quick to get it in my notes so I can copy and paste. Okay, so I'm gonna show y'all. This is the message she then sends about gut health. It'll populate on my computer. Here we go. This is why I love iPhones and iMacs, because it lets me paste from one to the other. Okay, I just put it in the chat. You guys can see this. So it says, so this is my top recommendation 99% of the time. It's what I've seen work time and time again, my tried and true. You'll love it, and it delivers the results you're wanting so badly. I cannot wait to see how you feel. It's clean and easy to use and take, and more importantly, it actually tastes good. It includes the best-selling 3-product gut health system that balances hormones, gets your gut in check, and decreases puffiness. You also get a bag of the Clean Energy Mental Clarity and Focus drink sticks, which give you a no crash, no jitter clarity, which give you no crash, jitter, clarity, and energy. Here's the cart for it. And by the way, I added a code to take off the cost of your VIP customer membership. Y'all, that's just give 10. It's not really her code. She's just putting the corporate one, but because she hasn't talked price, they think it's her little fun thing she's tagging on for them. Okay. So I just love this. We all know we need to get health goals, and we all know that's so important to kind of lean into and cast vision. But I really love just kind of the format of this, of helping them identify, what have you already tried? You know, has it worked for you? How have you felt with that? You know, and kind of going further into that instead of just trying to like, oh, health goals, great. Oh, here's my recommendation. Oh, you want to order? Here's pricing. So I will share these on the PDP, this worksheet, so you guys can kind of look through it. And that way, you know, it's just something that you have as a tool to keep in mind. But for me, I've been a lot more intentional, but ChatGPT is helping me with all of it. So, you know, I don't have to think of all of it. Does anybody have questions about that? And I hope it made sense. I was really hoping to get her recording of the training she did for us before this so I can remember all the details, and they haven't released it yet. So I was really bummed about that. Okay, y'all.
All I have to say about that is, like, if you tell somebody, hey, you should try our gut health system, right? It's $24.95. It even has a 60-day money back guarantee, right? That doesn't tell them anything. Like, they can go to Walmart, I mean, CVS, well, I mean, every place, right? So, but if you just take this time to slow down, and Kendall's right, like if you just say, can you share with me what you've been struggling with? You know, is that something recent, or is that something you've been struggling with for a while? Because what you're doing there is you're getting them to, most of the time, it's been a long time. You know, you're getting them to realize that they've been struggling with this for a really long time. You know, then you further ask, you know, what have you already tried? You're getting them to interact with you and acknowledge what they've already tried, right? And then how would your life be different if you didn't struggle with this anymore? Now they're going to a place where they probably can't even imagine. And what you're doing now, this, instead of this triplex system for $124, right? Now you're offering them a life that they can't even begin to imagine. They probably just have like this little tiny mustard seed of hope is all they have left for only $124.
Mm-hmm. And
you're not selling them a product combo. You are selling them hope and a completely different future.
That reminded me that she did talk about, she's like, when you actually dig in to these, it's vision casting elements, right? You know, like, how is it affecting your life now? Like, how do you wish your life would be if you weren't dealing with this, right? Like whatever questions you ask, and you can go to ChatGPT and it'll give you a list of questions if you ask it. I'm going to say it a million times, right? But she said instead of you convincing them they need this, they convince themselves that they need to try this, especially because we got a 60-day money back guarantee. And she didn't even tell them about that. You know, like so often we tag that on as a hoping that because there's that, they'll still try it as like the catch-all, right? She didn't even tell me. She's done such a good job digging into their goals and what they've done and what's not worked and casting vision for a different future that they've convinced themselves there's no option but to try this. And so I guess my ultimate hope for going through this tonight is we're getting into a lot of conversations, but I want us to make sure they're transformational and not transactional. I want to make sure we're still intentional with people, and that we're not rushing the conversation for the sake of a goal, which is also why it's really important, y'all, that you don't wait till the last week of the month. That is our team-wide trend, all of us, myself included. Our team sure loves to really stress ourselves out the last few days of the month. And I'm not saying we're not going to avoid it. Like Kim said, we're going to have some interesting ends of the month the next 4 months with this contest. But, right, if you're also working throughout the month, you are not putting your self-imposed pressure onto the people that you're talking to. So make it
becomes the super exciting end of the month because you're actually like you've done so much work that you're getting to where you're trying to get to the next level or whatever. So it's exciting. It's not just I'm trying to get my stuff done. It's woohoo, let's keep going. Yeah, I like it.
I mean, y'all, this last month, I did not end where I wanted to end, but you know what? I ended the month actually really happy because I didn't wait till the last 3 days to show up. I had started working 2 weeks before and I was proud of my work and I was proud of like what I had put in place for this month. And now I can only imagine how I'm going to feel at the end of this month, knowing I'd worked the whole 4 weeks and shown up like a job, you know? So like it truly is, as much as we avoid for whatever reason, whatever excuse that feels valid, it creates a situation of regret and guilt and stress and frustration. And so my hope is for all of us to avoid that this month. So anyway, that's all I've got for y'all. It's 8 o'clock. I love you ladies so much. I'm glad you guys were here. Does anyone have final questions or any sticking things where they're like, I just need help with this one thing? Anyone? Okay.
I will say I just printed off the booklet, so my little thing here took me some efforts, but I got it. It's all printed.
I'm printing mine tonight too.
So.
It's not how you start, but
And
how
then we'll read it.
finish strong. Yes, Jennifer. Yep.
Mm.
That's how you start. You got to start too.
Got to start.
Kayla has a question.
Yes. Did you say
So
Renee?
in the last thing
Oh, Kayla does.
that you put
What say it
It's
again?
breaking up a little bit. I don't know if the mic's picking up.
Oh, okay.
how would that go? The last thing you put in the chat thing, how would you use that if they are like worried? Like I have some cancer friends that are on strict chemo precautions, or pregnant friends that are in like strict, like their health is struggling and they have to watch everything.
Well, this isn't the first message you send. That's where you send it. That's what you send when you've gone through all of the conversation and they're ready to order. You send them the card.
Yeah, and if someone's got like, because I did talk to a lady today who she's recovering from breast cancer, like she's on strict supplement protocol with her doctor. And so one, I kind of met her where I was at. I was like, I totally understand you having to be careful. Like I would never want to go against anything your doctor said. So if this is not the right timing, that's totally fine. But if you do have areas of your health that you feel like maybe need to be supported, I'd be happy to send you some info that you're welcome to share with your doctor. and, see what they think about you maybe introducing this. And she was open to that. So anyone with stuff like that, I always point them back to their doctor, because we are not doctors. So, and that's why if you go onto the team page and just keyword search info sheets, there's tons. And they're also on boards. They're beautiful PDFs about our products that have ingredients and tons of information on each product. So, yeah.
All right.
Hey, did you?
Because I have a question. It's not really about processing. It's just about a conversation that I was having last night. And it was one of those that didn't matter what I said, she had something else to combat with. But she reached out to me originally. So I was kind of like, what the heck? So supposedly almost every liquid packet that she has tried from Plexus has closed her throat up and she can't take it. We're talking active, slim, collagen. Oh, come on, y'all. Like everything, closed up everything. So we finally talked because she came to me originally asking me, what can I do for inflammation? Because I posted something about, the reset and the inflammation and all that kind of stuff. So I guess my question is, when you start talking to somebody and all of a sudden they have taken it completely the other way, I don't even know what you say at that point when everything's going to be an allergic reaction. Everything's going to close her throat. What do you do?
For them. It's not the right time for them. So
And you can put them in a three-way chat, because sometimes, Kendall or Rena have a different knowledge than we have.
yes, there's only so much third-party validation can do in that situation. So I'd say if there's hesitations, absolutely a three-way chat can be helpful. I've had the people who are like, I'm allergic to the whole world, you're blah, blah, and either it's BS or they truly are just highly allergic to a lot of things, right? So if she's not allergic to shellfish, she could try Ease. That's capsule. It's not a drink. And
That's the one thing she said she would try, but I couldn't even get her to try ProBio and Cleanse with it. Like I was trying to kind of create her a little 100 PB pack over here, trying to, get her to try the things that I'm like, if you would get your gut health in check, you may not have these allergy issues, but horse water.
Okay, so a couple things. One, ChatGPT will help with a lot of those responses. I dealt with a bunch of difficult people today and it gave me glorious responses. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad you told me that, because otherwise this conversation would have spiraled, right? So it may help. Two, as much as we want people to have 100 PV, especially for contests, and it's just painful when they don't, sometimes you just got to meet them where they're at. Right. And that's okay. Right. If you can get her going on Ease, it may be the thing that is like a foot in the door to get her to try other things later. You never know. She may love Ease. And honestly, if she's only willing to do Ease, I would recommend she does the loading dose if she knows she's got inflammation. The loading dose is 3 bottles a month for the first month, 2 bottles a month for the second month, and 1 bottle a month thereafter. Because it starts on 6 capsules a day, then 4 capsules a day, then 2 capsules a day.
So how do I get her to agree to a loading dose when she's terrified to try anything?
So obviously she would need to try just a capsule. If she's terrified of anything, she can try a capsule, see how she does, make sure her throat doesn't close, right? I wouldn't have her order 3 bottles right off the bat, because you can only get 2 bottles refunded with the 60-day money back guarantee. But I would plant the seed now of like, hey, best course of action for this is for you to go on the loading dose. The loading dose is really what's recommended for people that have known allergy or known inflammation issues. Let's go ahead and get 1 bottle now so that we can, make sure you're good. And then just know we may need to order a couple other once you run out of that one, if you're doing good on it. That's another option. Third option is I walk away from those situations. There's only so much I'm willing to argue with someone and try to drag them to try this. If I feel like I'm having to drag them, I'm like, if it's not the right time for you, or you don't want to try this, or you're convinced it's going to hurt you, like, you're right, maybe it's not for you. Because it makes me think back to when Sheila Medina did her call. And I don't remember if you listened to that one or not. She's like the Mama Diamond, very first one. And she's like, if someone's not interested, move out of the way because there's people that need what I have. You know? And of course, Sheila's the most loving woman you'll ever meet. She does not mean that harshly, but it's the truth. There's a lot of people that need what we have. And so if you've got someone that is just emotionally draining you and you're having to switch to convince, I don't want to convince people to do this. I want them to convince themselves to do this, you know, because it's going to make you feel things that aren't healthy for your business. And, you know, and if she truly wants to try it, she'll keep coming back.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then in those cases, sometimes I really like using the language like, listen, I totally understand your hesitation. There's a 60-day money back guarantee that will let you sample the products risk-free. Somehow like that, like just seems to be magic. And then at that point, honestly, send them a cart. Like put the ball in their court to say, I sent you a cart. It has everything you need. I applied it. Well, I don't know if you can do a coupon for less than 100 PD. I don't think you can.
You can,
but
me last night. I did it.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, but
and then I would just put the ball in their court.
She asked me to resend it without the VIP thing in there. And I was like, oh, that's so funny. Nobody's ever asked me to take that off of there. I said, it's kind of like getting like a membership or a card at a store that you go to. I said, but hey, I said, I'll remove it, take it out. I said, but just FYI, I was like, you know, before I share this with you, because I have that, I save $12 a bottle on mine each month, but we don't have to do it if you don't want to.
You pay
so I'm like,
pay retail than you do for the VIP membership.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, that's fine. So we'll see. I think once anybody who's tried Ease, if you have inflammation, like once you try it, you're hooked. So, you know, that's one of my favorites, like my dolls. So
people keep us on.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I think people keep us on our toes sometimes. So. Okay, anyone have anything else? I'm happy to sit and answer questions if y'all need. Okay. Renee, sorry, I have a gnat that's like swarming and trying to fly up my nose, and I keep doing this on the call. It's driving me crazy. We have a gnat infestation. So, okay, well, I love you ladies then. Y'all know how to get a hold of me. So Rena, are you able to grab that group link and put it in the PDP? We'll get the guide back in there. I will share this conversation guide for you guys in there. And if there's anything else we talked about that I forgot to write down, let us know. Okay. Okay.
And I just want to let you guys know, if you guys are scared, I was on Zoom with Terry today and there was a big fish. I was scared to death. I even told Terry, like, I was like, I couldn't breathe. I sent the message anyway, but if you guys think that like we don't get scared anymore, I'm like, I'm gonna send it, but I like literally can't breathe right now. I can't breathe. So none of us are immune from it. I don't know if she's read it, but I sent it and I was really proud of myself for that. Oh, and I did use ChatGPT to help me write the message because I was so scared that I'm like, I can't even formulate a thought right now. And so none of us are immune. None of us are immune from it. It just, you do it anyway.
I did that yesterday. It's a scary one. And yep, ChatGPT wrote it for me. It was very helpful. I was like, I don't know what I want to get across. Can you please help? And it helped. It was great. So anyway. All right, I'm gonna stop our recording.